let's look at installation of the ink cartridge and paper roll now. On the right side of the printer, there's a lever that you can lift up to expose the printer paper cavity. On this side, when it swings open, you'll notice that there's a place to install the ribbon. The ribbon comes in a cartridge, which we're going to drop in. It will snap into place on both sides, and there's a little take-up spool to increase the tension on the ribbon itself. When this part of it's complete, you can just snap close the ink cartridge side. The paper just drops in, and the papers can then be closed. So we now have the basic printer ready to go, and those operations have to be performed as you change ribbons and as you change paper. I think it's advisable to consider buying a full-size paper roll when you purchase the printer, as well as a spare printer ribbon cartridge, as these will be needed at some point in the near future, and this will allow you a little bit of time to order replacements when needed. The rolls of paper can be purchased from your local office supply store, and they're available both in single paper and dual paper in case your printing requirements are for both an original and a copy. When we look at the dip switch settings on the bottom, these are again factory set but can be altered. There'll be a small inspection cover and a Phillips screwdriver that'll be on your actual unit. The power cord and power pack will be plugged in next. These are keyed and will only fit in one way on the power pack. The RS-232 connector end will plug into the printer on this end, and you can tighten the screws to keep that connector snugly in place in case there's normal level of vibration and pulling on the cords. The actual line cord will plug into the power pack and then into your wall socket. Once you turn on the power, you'll be getting a power light and the printer will register itself. At this point, the paper out LED should be off. You can press the feed button to advance the paper. There is a cutter bar that resembles a hacksaw blade built into the printer. And at this point, we would say that the printer itself is ready to go. It's important to note that the actual form of the printout will be determined in the setup of the Supertrol family member. Typically, this can involve advancing the paper several lines before starting the printing. It can include a 5-line print header that can contain information about the nature of the print or your company name and location, and that can be followed then by a series of informational items such as set points, totals, grand totals, time and date, and these are conveniently formatted to fit within the 40-column printout that's supported by this printer. The setup of those items is determined using both the setup for the Supertrol itself and a setup CD that comes with it. Both are required in order to make full use of the printing capability of the Supertrol. When we look at the Supertrol itself, we'll notice that there's a print key provided. I've pre-configured the printout in this case. And on the resulting printout, I had selected to advance the paper a certain amount, include a print header, the information that was desired, and to advance the paper a certain number of lines before ending the print process. You can basically adjust these to meet the needs of your application, to either use more or less paper as you see fit. In the SuperTrol itself, there's a number of ways of initiating a print. These include not just the print button, which can be enabled or disabled, but a remote contact closure, such that someone could have an adjacent switch that would initiate the printout. There's also provisions for several other means. One of them is periodic, where you could set it up that it will print every 8 hours if you were in a shift operation. There's other ones where you may print once a day at a specified time. This might be useful in a environmental discharge where you want to, at a minute before midnight, initiate a print on what was done that day. You can also initiate a print over an RS-45 command from a computer. And there are other means of initiating a print in batchers. You can automatically print at the end of a batch filling operation. A lot of these functionalities vary depending on the actual need of the installation. One other aspect where the printer can be used is in documenting the setup of an instrument after you've commissioned the system. In this case, I can go to a special function in the test mode. I'm going to enter in a password. Select the test mode. And then move down to a function where it'll say print system setup report. This is a fairly long multi-line response. Takes about 30 seconds to print. Okay. On the resulting printout of the SuperTrol, it contains every setting that was used to configure that unit. Records like this are appropriate after commissioning a unit to just keep on file in case a unit is later changed or a similar unit is desired at another location within the plant. Now, we've reviewed both the setup of the P220 printer as well as some of its uses with a representative member of the SuperTrol family. Thank you very much for your attention, and we hope you enjoy these products.